The mysteries of the Rosary were always confusing to me. I grew up as an evangelical Christian, and so I knew the stories behind the mysteries. But the idea of using them in a formal prayer, like the Rosary, was really a foreign concept to me. Also, I was deeply uncomfortable with the idea of praying to Mary in any capacity. Truly, I was really just uncomfortable with what we believe about Mary at all. I remember sitting in RCIA, though, and feeling really anxious as we discussed Mary. I was very worried that I'd made the wrong decision to become Catholic. I didn't feel comfortable, and it looked like everybody else felt comfortable with everything we were talking about. So I just remember praying, Jesus, help this make sense, or just tell me to leave RCIA. But one day during this time, I decided to go to noon Mass on the campus I was studying at. Now, I don't usually go to daily Mass, I certainly didn't then. So this was my first time attending a noon Mass, which is why that it felt like that praying the Angel's Prayer at noon, which they did at this particular church, was a new thing. Come to find out, most churches do it, but I just never seen it before. I certainly hadn't heard the words of the prayer before. Like in most Catholic things, I didn't understand them either, so I wasn't able to say it with everyone else. But as I listened, I realized it was a prayer modeled after the Annunciation, one of the joyful mysteries of the Rosary, and also a passage from Luke's Gospel, which I was familiar with. As I listened, the words of the prayer hit me in a new way. I've read all these words before at some point, but as I was listening to the Angelists in that church, it was like I was hearing them for the first time. When we prayed, "Behold the handmaiden of the Lord, may it be done to me according to thy word," it was as if the magnitude of Mary's yes to God hit me with all of its force. It was no longer just a trivial or ambiguous vocalization of cooperation. For me, it became the yes that allowed the Word to become flesh. It became real for me that Mary's yes is what enabled Jesus to become man. And this is why we honor her and ask for her intercession. Her yes made her the mediatrix of all grace. So from there, my road to the Catholic Church became much easier and lighter. Now I can say with so much joy that my devotion to Mary is one of my favorite parts about being Catholic. So as you're preparing your hearts for Christmas this Advent, I encourage you to take some time and reflect on this reality with me. Ask Jesus and Mary to show you the magnitude and power of her yes, just as they showed me all those years ago.